Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to solve another mock exam in Udemy. Okay, let me solve the first question. So I'm having a documentation here and then this is my terminal. The first question is all about the deployment. So let me go and create the deployment, my web app with the image Nginx, and the label is a tier equal to front end and replica count equal to 2. Once you create the deployment, then you need to expose the deployment which will help you to create a service, and you need to enable the port 80 and node port as 30083. Let me go and create the deployment first. kubectl create deployment my web app image equal to nginx is equal to 2 dry run equal to 5. Dot. Okay, so the reason why we are editing now, because we need to change the label. Label is tier front end. And then you need to have the port. When you are exposing the port, your listening port on the deployment should be 80. Let me create that as well. Ports container recaps 80. kubectl create f1 dot. So basically it will help you to create the deployment. kubectl get deployment my web app. Okay, my deployment is created. Now we need to expose it. kubectl expose deployment name is my web, it is slow web app, and the name of the name equal to front end service -port equal to 80 try run equal to client -o YAML redirecting to on svc.yaml. So I need to make this by default services are cluster IP. We need to change the type to node port. vi1 svc.yaml. Change the type to node port, and then to 30083. If you want to do not know all these steps, you can always use the document, search for node port. Okay, see here, type is node port, and then we are giving, this is what exactly we have done in the deployment section of the service section. Okay, now go and do this. kubectl create -1. Okay, just to confirm, kubectl get svc front end service. Okay, you see here the node port is 30 what we created, and the type is node port. Okay, with this we have completed the question number 1. Going back to question number 2. Let me clear the screen. So, okay. So in question 2, we need to add a chain to the node 01 and using the specification. Okay, they gave the specification. In case if you do not know how to do it, go to the documentation, look for the Kubernetes kubectl command. Look for something called generated kubectl command. Open this tab. Create. Okay, there is something called tains. Okay, tains here. So kubectl tain nodes. FO is nothing but your node name, and this is a key equal to value, and it is one. There are like few effect we need to give, like no schedule, no execution, like that. So in our case, it's going to be a no schedule. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Kubectl tain nodes, the node 01, that is the node which we are going to tain, and we have to give the type. The key is app underscore type equal to, let me refer the document again, equal to key equal to value, and then colon the effect. Okay, going back to the terminal, equal to value is alpha, and the effect is no schedule. Okay, with this we have created the tain for the node 01. The reason why we are doing, if you wanted to make sure the pod whatever we wanted to create only to node 01, it has to match. So if you look at here, they create a pod called untoleration, the taint and toleration. Taint and toleration should be in match, so that whenever you create any pod, if you create a toleration to this particular taint, that means when any pod that we create, that will be created under this particular node. Let me show you that. kubectl run alpha image equal to nginx okay. So go back here, search for toleration. Okay, we have a key, we have a value, we have the effect. When we have all this, then we have to use this one. So let me copy this. If you look at the pod, right, we basically need to create under this spec. Going back here, sorry, not this, va2.yaml, escape mode, shift insert. Okay, in node 01, it's basically you need to create a pod to the node 01. So in order to do this, it has to match with the taints what we have created earlier. In while we creating a taints, we gave the key as alpha app type. Let me change to app type, and here is equal, and value is alpha. Save it. kubectl create -f 2.yaml. Okay, if you look at the get pods alpha -1 wide, you can see it's get created in node 01. So get nodes. So here we have two nodes. There is a possibility that this alpha can get created in under control plane, but our question here is we have to create in node 01. since we already created the node with 0 with this value, we need to match the same toleration in our pod so that the pod will get created for the respective node 01. Okay, with that we are we have completed the question number 2. Okay, so now here in last section we have created under nodes. We have created under the node 01. Now they are asking us to create under the control plane, but using a different concept called node affinity. Let me show you how to do that. So first we have to apply a label, kubectl label to control plane hyphen. The name of the label is app underscore type equal to beta. Okay, before creating this, let me show you kubectl get nodes control plane hyphen show label. If you see, there is nothing like app underscore type equal to beta. We are going to apply that label. It will be appended in the beginning. kubectl label control app type equal to beta. No. Okay. So now kubectl, let me use the previous command. Now you see here the label what we have created is appended to the label for the node control plane. Okay. So now let's solve the other questions within the question number 3. So now they're asking to create a pod beta, create a new deployment beta apps with the image nginx, and that deployment should get created inside the control plane using the node affinity. kubectl create deployment name is beta apps image equal to nginx replicas equal to 3 try run equal to client -o yaml 3 dot va 3 dot yaml. Okay, so basically we need to use the node affinity. Go to the documentation, search for node affinity. Okay, node affinity is here. Copy this entire stuff. So the one when we are copying it, it is for the kind part, but what we have created is a deployment. So you have to go to the pod template inside the deployment manifest file. Okay, let me go back here. So make sure that you're not creating here. If you create it, it's going to be a incorrect one. You basically need to create here under the pod section. So this entire section is pod template. So you need to create under here. Shift insert. Oh, escape you. Okay, I have to copy the other one. Copy. Shift insert. To indentation. Okay, so what we have created here, the key is nothing but your app underscore type. Now when you create a label, that should match with your label. App underscore type and change the value as beta I'm just making sure everything is correct. Replicas 3, beta apps. Okay, all good. kubectl create -f 3.yaml. kubectl get deployment beta. The question here is we need to schedule it under the control plane, right? -o. You okay, what did you mention? Okay, kubectl get deployment. It's not showing the node. Let me double check the commands. Deployment. Get pods. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, I need to use the pods. Sorry, that's my bad. You look at here, all the pods are created under the node control plane. Okay, that means we are good. Going back to the next question, question number 4. Clear. Okay, this is basically about creating the ingress rule. It's a very easy one. They are given the annotation, the host, and the path. So this is a command. If you go here, create ingress. Where is the ingress? Yeah, here. So we basically need to use create ingress name -rule, your host name, your path equal to service, and the port. Okay, so we already have the host information, we have the path information, we have the service name, and only we don't have the port number, which we'll find it out. So kubectl get service my video service. So the port is 8080. Okay, we have all the other information. Let's go and create the ingress. kubectl create ingress, and then ingress name can be any. So let me create test ingress, and then I'm going to give the rule -rule equal to the host name. Host name is here. Let me copy it. Shift insert, and we have to give the path as video equal to the service name is my. Let me copy it here. My video service, and then I'm going to my video service and equal to port number port number 8080, which we got it from the previous command, and we close double quotes and annotation. Okay, so let me check that one. Okay, hyphen annotation. Okay, annotation. Let me copy this. Shift insert. Run client YAML .yaml relating to 4.yaml. Okay, before that, let me check whether this link is working or not. Perl It's not, we are getting 404. The objective here is we need to access this after we create the ingress. Okay, so now let me open the code.m just to make sure everything is good. It looks good to me. We have the service name, we have the port number, we have the path, and we have the annotation. It's all good. kubectl create -f code dot. Okay, now let's go and execute. Previously we got 404. Now it should get some information. Allow from Flask, a Python web Flask application, which we can see it here. Okay, that means we are good. Going back to the next question. Let me clear the screen. Okay, the question 5 is all about the probe, and we are going to use readiness probe, and we are going to use the HTTP get. So there in probe we can do a couple of things. One is which we can check the port HTTP, and then second one is the command, like we can verify the command whether it exists or not. So here the question here is we have to use the readiness probe, and then we have to add the HTTP get. But they have mentioned that they already have the deployed pod called this one. Let me double check. kubectl get pod. Okay, it is already running. Our intention here is to add the readiness probe. kubectl get pod -oyaml. Let's redirect to file.yaml vi file. Okay, if you look at here, we don't have the readiness probe. Okay, we are going to add that. Okay, go down to the container section. Okay, in case you do not know how to do, you can search for readiness probe. Okay, so you can take the something where you have the HTTP get. Okay, so they give example for liveness probe, but we can take something which has the HTTP get and port. Okay, let's copy it here, copy this one, and we can change it to from liveness probe we can change it to readiness probe. That's what we are going to do, but I'm not going to copy and do, since I'm familiar with the commands. I'm going to type it. Readiness probe. Let me double check the command. Path and port. Path given as ready, port is equal to 8080. Yeah, with this we have completed this YAML. So let me delete the previous one. Delete pod. If you want to delete quickly, you can use this command, grace period equal to 0. This will be highly useful during your exam. Oops. Okay, otherwise you delete, it takes some time. Okay, so kubectl create -f 5 dot. Okay, let me check kubectl get pods. Okay, if you look at here, for this pod what we have created, it is not ready, even though the pod is running. But if you see here, it's not available. It's not available to serve the purpose for the testing, right? So we'll see the reason. kubectl describe pod. Yeah, because if you see here, the readiness probe failed, because the reason is that it does not have the path /ready. Okay, but that is what we are going to do here. We are not going to fix anything. With this, we have completed the question number 5. Moving on to this question number 6. Clear? Okay, so previous one we saw readiness. Now we are going to do the liveness probe. Okay, here we have to create the part. So run pod nginx 1401 -n equal to default. You need not to give this one, but by default the namespace is will be get created in the namespace. But I'm just giving you here. If image equal to nginx, I think we will redirect to YAML file. Right, client equal to try run equal to client. Oh yeah. No, this question number is 6. vi6.yaml. Okay, let me go and add the liveness pro. Exactly what we did last time we do, but instead of like http get, here we are going to use a command. So go here. I think I messed up with okay. You need not to give pod here. That's why I got a different. Okay, vi 6 dot. Okay, now it's good. Let's go liveness pro. You can also refer the document, and here we are going to execute the command and -ls, and what we are, so this is a file that we are going to do it. Check whether this file exists or not. So liveness probe generally will check whether the deployment is successful or not. Readiness probe is make sure that everything is ready for the tester to do the testing. That is the difference. Okay, so and then they are also saying that it should start after 10 seconds. So initial delay seconds equal to 10, and it's going to start for every 60 seconds. Period seconds equal to 60. Okay, let me show you a few things in the document. If we go here, there are like there are like the timeout seconds, period seconds. There are a few things that you need to know, like initial delay seconds, what is that, and what is period seconds, what is success threshold, how long, how many times it has to go and check whether how many times it's successful or not, failure threshold. All these things can be an option that can be asked during your exam. Okay, going back to the terminal, but here we are only asked to do 2 features of liveness probe, and these are like whatever the features is applicable for both liveness or readiness or startup probe. Totally there are 3 probes. Okay, with this we are complete. Wait, one save kubectl create 6.yaml ctl get pods nginx 1401. Okay, I see it's all good. That means the path already exists. Okay, so we are good. Going back to the next question 7. Let me clear the screen. Okay, now we need to create a job name called VLC, and we have to use the image BC box, and we have to execute this command, and then with a couple of features in the job that we need to use it here. So go and create kubectl create job VLC hyphen image equal to BC box dry run. Okay, any command that you need to execute that has to come after your dry run client. So if you notice most of my questions here, I always use the command later bin / after the dry client. -c and echo, and let me copy this everything from here. Shift insert, so close the single quotes and redirect to 7.yaml. All good. And now I need to use the completions backup limit. Since for the shortage of time, I'm not going to explain the details of what is completion backup limit, which I definitely recommend you to read over here. Go to job, search for job, and go here. There you will have the explanation for completions. And okay, so okay, I'm going to add those things here under the spec section. Completions 10, back off limit 6, all good. kubectl create get job running. See, this is what the completions is going to run for 10 times. Okay, and if there is a failure, it is going to check only for 6 times, right? It will restart for 6 times. That is what the backup limit. Anyway, I definitely recommend you to go into the details of each features, each spec under the job. I wanted you to go through it. kubectl get jobs. If you see, the completion is 8. So let me say kubectl get jobs, get pods, kubectl get logs. If you look into any one of it, okay, we are going to say I'm going to is CKAD. Okay, that means we are good. Going back to the next question, 8th question, clear. We create a pod, multi-pod. So basically it's a multi-container one. We are going to do it now. Okay, kubectl run multi-pod. I'm going to use the second one because it has a command. It will be easier for me to use the command line. Hyphen image equal to busy box, and then dry client, dry run equal to client. I don't know. I am equal to YAML, and then I'm going, okay, YAML right bin right sh hyphen c single quotes sleep 4800 8.yaml vi 8.yaml. Okay, let's see. The container one is Jupyter. Oh, sorry, I did a mistake. Okay. Name equal to Jupyter. Image equal to Nginx. And then you have to use the environment variable. Basically, you have to use the environment variable. Go here, search for environment variable. Okay, environment variable. Yeah, you have to make sure that you are within that kubernetes.io/docs. Okay, fine. Okay, you see here under the container we have environment name and the value. Okay, same thing is what we are going to do here. env name is equal to type, and for the Jupyter the value is planet. Coming back to the second container name is Europa. Okay, see here Europa. So but by default when we create, your container name as created as multi-pod. So let's change it to Europa, and we have to use the environment variable here, env, name is type, and value is going to be moon. I think we are good. Let me save it. kubectl create rev a.yaml. Okay, so kubectl, we have to make sure that the environment values are created or not. kubectl get pods multi-pod. Okay, kubectl execute -it multi-pod, container name is Jupyter, and we are checking the way environment. Spelling mistake. Jupyter container, first container name is -c, the container name, and we are making sure the container type, the value what we created is exists or not. It is good. And let me do the same thing for Europa, second container. We have to see type equal to moon. Yeah, with that we have completed the question number 8. Going back to 9th question. Clear the screen. Okay, this is all about creating the persistent volume. Go here, search for the persistent volume. Okay, copy everything, and then we'll filter it what is needed for our question. pb.yaml py shift insert, and yeah, the name of the persistent volume is customer hyphen volume, and capacity is 50 megabyte. 50 MI. Okay, and then this is not needed, they did not say, and it is going to be a read write many. This is something called retain. Reclaim policy is retain. Change it to retain. It did not mention the storage class, so delete that. Mount option is not needed. This one is going to be worst path, and path they are given as opt/data. Remove this line. FDD. Okay, I think we are good. CTL create -f. Okay, we are good. Yeah, with this we completed all the questions. Let me go and check the answer. Click end exam. Okay, all good. Thank you. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe it. Thank you.